Hello again. In this section of the course, we're learning how to step forward as the leader of a Bible study group. The last video showed you the value of making a positive first impression the first time your group meets. In this session, I will show you the value of creating interest as you introduce the study. This is where your excitement about doing the study really shines through. So here's what you're going to learn in this session. How to introduce the study to generate interest, the importance of having group guidelines, the value of looking at the first lesson together, and you'll get a checklist to help you remember what to do. Are you ready? To begin, look at the contents page and the number of lessons. How many lessons are there? Will you do one lesson per group time or take 2 sessions to do one lesson? Make sure they understand this. I usually provide a schedule with the dates we're meeting and the lessons we will be covering then. That helps to keep everyone on track. After you've done that, read through the introduction. Most Bible study guides have some kind of introduction or overview before the lessons begin. Every Joyful Walk Bible study has an introduction section. This is a good thing to cover together on your first day. In my study introductions, I first talk about the process of Bible study. And I told you this in section 1 of this course, that the best Bible studies use the inductive process with its 3 steps: observation, interpretation, and application. The process is more easily understood by answering 3 questions. What does the passage say? That's observation, what's actually there. What does it mean? That's interpretation. What was the author's intended meaning to those who were reading and listening? How do I live this out in my life today? That's application, making it personal. This is the best way to study the Bible. You look at what's there, you figure out what it means and teaches you, then you make an application to your life. Then go over the group guidelines. You can use the suggested ones in the study guide, most have them, or add your own. It's good to have some guidelines for any group, whether you know each other well or if you have a lot of new members. Guidelines put everyone on a level relationship. Then tell them when you will start the group so they will know. And be faithful about this. Buy a timer, set an alarm on your phone. For example, the official time of my Bible study is from 10 to 12. If I say we will start at 10:05, I begin something at 10:05. A get acquainted question related to the lesson, or a worship song, or a video. Anyone who arrives late joins right in. People can come early and visit, but they need to know you will be faithful to start on time. And then talk about how you will share prayer requests. In the group, individually given to you as leader, then emailed to group members, or whatever. And how you will handle private requests. They need to have confidence that you will keep those private. Then read through any Old Testament or New Testament summaries together. Joyful Walk Bible studies have either an Old Testament or New Testament summary in the introduction, depending on the focus of the study. The summaries are short. Reading through these together is helpful if you have new members to your group, and if you have anyone who is new to the Bible, you are helping them to get started. Then read through any explanation about the theme of the study or a personal appeal from the author. This will cast a vision for them and generate interest in making this study a priority in their lives. I like to know where I'm going on a journey, and I bet you do too. It's like having a tour brochure giving you the highlights of the tour. So read through the introduction and then cover the ABCs. What are the ABCs? A is for the authors of that book of the Bible. B is for the background of the time period in which it was written. And C is for the context, how the book fits into the rest of the Bible. Is it Old Testament, New Testament, history, poetry, prophecy, Gospels, letters of Paul? Author, background, context. Those are the ABCs. Bible studies that cover a specific book of the Bible should include information about this. But if not, you can find this information in good commentaries and online websites. In your course workbook, you'll find a resources page with several websites that I recommend to find extra information for any Bible study. Like the summaries and the theme explanation, this gives the group members a solid footing to answer their Bible study questions and learn from the study. All of this information should give your group a good overview of the study and make them hungry to learn more. So make this as interesting as you can. Next, you want to walk through the first lesson. So have them open their books to the first lesson. Look at how the lesson is arranged. Point out any different parts of the lesson. Is it divided into daily study sections? Some are and some aren't. Are there any extra research questions? I call those deeper discoveries. How are the application questions identified? In Joyful Walk Bible Studies, I use a consistent phrase after the question number to identify the application questions. Like in this example, your life's journey. That identifies the application questions. If you have enough time, work through the first section of the lesson together. This demonstrates how to work through questions by reading the verses and answering the questions. If you get through part of the lesson, ask them to finish the rest of it at home. Otherwise, remind them to work on all of Lesson 1 at home before you get together again the next time. Be sure to offer to help anyone new to the Bible. Remember, I talked about this earlier. Do not assume they'll get it on their own. Tell those new to the Bible that you would be happy to meet together and work through the lesson with them. Or, if you have several new people and several experienced Bible studies, consider asking the experienced ones to partner with the new ones during the week, getting together to work through the lesson. This encourages both of them, those who are new at Bible study and the experienced ones. It's a good thing for your experienced members to know how they can help others in the group. And then close in prayer. Ask Jesus to teach you what he wants you all to learn through this study. Commit your time and your personal Bible study to him. Say yes to this adventure together. Here's what you learned in this whole section: the value of making a positive first impression, ways to introduce the study to generate interest, and how to help your group get started on the lessons. Now you get to put into practice what you just learned. Find these pages in your workbook: First Day of Bible Study Checklist, Sample Introduction, and First Lesson. Now use the First Day of Bible Study Checklist to practice going through the Sample Introduction and First Lesson. When you're finished with that, go to Section 3. We will cover how to plan your group discussion for each lesson. You're doing great. Keep going.